Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today I want to go over all of my horror laserdiscs. Hey guys, welcome back. Like I said, I just want to go over all of my horror laserdiscs. I figured I'd make this video because I went over all of my horror DVDs and Blu-ray and 4K, and I made another video going over all of my horror VHS. So I figured this is the last section of my horror collection that I never talked about. If you're not familiar with what a laserdisc is, it was kind of a format popular within the 80s. It kind of came out before DVD. Actually, DVD kind of killed the format itself. And essentially, I'll just show off what it is real quick. Essentially, it's a giant DVD. So you can kind of see it's the size of a vinyl record, but it looks like a DVD on the front and the back. You obviously have to have a specific player to play these. Even back in the 80s, the players themselves were not cheap. Along with the discs themselves, they were not a cheap format by any means. And kind of what it allowed was, it allowed for special features for the first time. With VHS, obviously, there was no way of adding special features. They did make like special feature VHS tapes, where it would have been like the making of Gone with the Wind on VHS. But Laserdisc allowed special features because it was kind of one of the first like digital like movies, if that makes sense. If you're not really familiar with the Laserdisc, I would highly recommend going and checking it out. There is so many out there that they made. Which, including within those, they made a lot of horror movies. And I have a decent stack here. I'm actually sitting on the floor right now. I don't know if you're able to tell. Background's slightly different, just a little closer. But because I have so many, I figured sitting on the floor is the easiest, so I can just grab them and show them off. So I'm just going to go over these really quick and just kind of show off which ones I do have. So starting things off, I have here Alien. This is the original film. Do the back too, I guess. And a lot of these Laserdiscs, they made different versions of the movies, and so this is an example right off the bat of like, this is just the standard movie. I believe this looks like it's a 2-disc set, but that's going to be the first one. And then the next one I have here is an example of, this is a special edition or special collector's edition of Alien. So this comes in like a nice like thick box, or thicker box, and within it, you have to excuse, this one does have some water damage, as you can see here. Some of these editions usually would come with these like really nice booklets. Unfortunately, mine is a little stuck together because of the water damage. I bought this off of a Facebook Marketplace deal, and so he had a bunch of discs, but they were all water damage, and so I think I paid pretty much next to nothing for them. The discs themselves are fine, it's just the packaging is a little damaged, and so yeah, that is what comes within this packaging. Someday I'd like to replace these with a better, with like a better packaging, but yeah, that's a special edition. The next one here is Aliens. Same as the other one, a little bit of water damage, which is unfortunate because these movies are fantastic. You can kind of see this is also, the booklet is stuck together, and yeah, I'm not going to try open it or else it will just rip itself apart. So, and then the discs are in there. But what's cool about Laserdisc too is that there are just a ton of special features. There's so many like fun, like it will come like an extra disc and stuff, and but they also made just standard editions, and then this is an example of a standard edition. This is Alien 3, which I absolutely love this artwork for. I think it's so fun. And then that's the back. And I would say like Laserdisc is compared to like DVD quality, maybe slightly not as good. I don't actually know what, like, if it's like 1080i or whatever. I don't actually know what the definition is, but it is better than VHS. So in my opinion, I think Laserdisc was, if you really cared about the movie, you would buy it on Laserdisc. And if you were like a movie fan, you would purchase it on Laserdisc to get special features and commentaries and whatnot. But then this is Alien Resurrection. This is actually brand new. This is one of my only brand new Laserdiscs that I have. So it's a fun one. The next one I have some of these in like vinyl sleeves, but is the Amityville, let's see, yeah, Amityville 2, The Possession. The next one here is Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds. So, over here I have the movie The Deep, which I have not seen all of these, but like The Deep is an example of a film I've not seen, but I think I actually have it on DVD as well. But and then I got Dracula. What's cool about too with some of these editions, they come with these really nice like gatefolds is what they're called, where they actually like open up like a book and the discs are right in here in the spine. So this is the special collector's edition of this movie, which includes here it includes making of and original trailers, which is fun. This is one that I've not seen, but it does look wild. But that is Evil Spirits. So, one of my favorite Exorcist movies is The Exorcist 3, which I need to rewatch that soon. This one here is The Fog. I absolutely love this artwork. I think it's fantastic for Frankenstein. We got this one, which is the artwork's kind of falling apart here, but it's Frankenstein meets the Wolfman. Another one of my favorites, Friday the 13th. I'm hoping the glare for these isn't too bad. Yeah. Another one here is Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan, which I think it would be sweet to have all the Friday the 13th movies on Laserdisc. Got Fright Night. It's another one I've not seen actually, and it is the Horror of Dracula. So. This one I've actually not seen, but it looked interesting, and I feel like I picked this up fairly cheap somewhere. I think it was like $1 or so. But I need to get this or check that out soon. Let's see. This one is actually a gatefold, so I'll take it out of the sleeve. But this is House of Frankenstein and House of Dracula. Sorry, I'm going kind of quickly through these. And then this one, this one's like in brand new condition, but it opens up nicely. So this is actually like a double feature, which has 2 discs in for, you know, one of each movie. Then I got The Howling. Interview with a Vampire. And this one opens up as well. This one is one of my favorite artworks, I think. I don't know why, but it's technically it's sci-fi. I consider it to be horror. but it is Invasion of the Body Snatchers. I think it's like sci-fi horror. It falls under that, I would say. Then we got I Spit on Your Grave. And then this is another like sci-fi horror movie, I guess, but Jacob's Ladder. And then this movie I have 3 different copies of. It's just different artworks, but this is the DiscoVision version of Jaws, which I used to know what the difference between DiscoVision and the regular like standard edition of Laserdisc is. I don't actually remember what the difference was. I don't know if it's just like the way it was pressed or packaging, but DiscoVision, there's another one coming up here. But Jaws, they actually made, I want to say they made 4 different like sets for Jaws, and I'm still kicking myself to this day because I saw the one set that I do not have. I think it was like $20 or so, $20 to $30, but it was like a really nice like 5-disc collector's edition, like really thick, like set with a bunch of extras and a booklet and everything. But this is just the Letterboxd edition of the movie. And this is just the standard edition. So the Letterboxd comes with 2 discs. The standard comes with 1 disc. Oop. Then we got The Last House on the Left, which, as you might be noticing, some of this artwork, like this is an example, the artwork for Last House on the Left, this is like exclusive to Laserdisc, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken on that. They might have made it for VHS, but some of the artwork, it was only for Laserdisc, or it might be similar to the VHS disc or VHS. And then this is the Lawnmower Man. And then this is a Abbott and Costello meets the Monsters collection. So this is like The Mummy, The Invisible Man, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and Frankenstein. So it's actually like a box set with all 4 movies in there. And I think it's, yeah, it does come with a booklet. So I guess I'll show that off quickly. Obviously you won't be able to read this, but I'm just going quickly through it. And then it has the 4 discs in there. This is another favorite of mine, and I'm kind of kicking myself too because I had the opportunity to buy the like special or Letterboxd edition of this movie, and I didn't. But this is A Nightmare on Elm Street. There's a really cool version of this movie. It's like his sweater on Laserdisc, or I should say the cover looks like his sweater, and it looks sweet. So I would like to get that someday, but I just have the standard single disc edition for now. This is a movie that I honestly have not seen anywhere else. I don't think I have it on DVD or VHS or Blu-ray. I feel like I might have seen this on a Blu-ray, but this is Orca the Killer Whale. So just like, looks like a Jaws knockoff, but looks fun. And this is another gatefold. So this is the original Phantom of the Opera, I think. I want to say maybe it's 1929. Yeah, this is the original Phantom of the Opera. I'm sorry. And then it opens up like this. So the next one here is another deluxe Letterboxd edition of the movie Poltergeist. So as you can see, side 1, 2, side 3, side 4, side 5, So each disc, I should point out that like whenever you look at a Laserdisc, they will say side 1 in the middle and then side 2 on the back, similar to like a flip DVD. But instead of labeling them, you know, disc 1 or disc 2, they will just be side 3 or side 4, and that would be the second disc. So that's why there's multiple sides to a disc, but this is just a really cool, I love this box. I think it's awesome. Then we got another DiscoVision for Psycho. And another just standard edition of the movie Psycho as well. So multiple copies of this movie, but... And then one of my absolutely favorite covers for any Laserdisc, which I should frame this. I will say, if you are into Laserdiscs or if you see them, they do make fantastic like artwork pieces. You can buy they make what's it called? Like vinyl like frames, and so they fit perfectly. I made one actually for a friend of mine, and they fit perfectly and it looks fantastic. So I should get this framed, but that is a Reanimator. So if you're looking for a last minute gift idea and you have Laserdiscs, I would recommend doing that. This one has some water damage on it as well, which I really wish I had a better copy of, but that is the Silence of the Lambs. As you can see here, there's just a bunch of water damage, which is unfortunate. The next one here is Son of Dracula. And then I have another one of Son of Frankenstein. So obviously I have a ton of these Universal Monster movies in my Laserdisc collection. And then this one I have on too many formats. I have it 2 different copies on VHS, I have it on DVD, and then I have it on Laserdisc. But that is Stephen King's The Stand. So, and then I think, and it just, it comes with some art cards, which are kind of fun. I'll go through those quickly. Which, some of these editions, I mean, they really go all out on, mainly because when you were buying a player, I mean, it could cost like $1,000 or more. And they wanted to make sure that if you're spending all that money, you should be getting something for your money. So the next one is one of my favorite horror movies of all time, and that would be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Then we got the original The Thing movie, which you could argue this is a science fiction movie, but I throw it under horror. And then I have this other really cool, actually, edition of the movie. And then it kind of opens up and you see this really cool image, some more photos or pictures of the movie. And then it opens up once again. You have the disc right there. And then it does come with this this booklet, which is just advertising other discs that you could buy at the time. Which there's just a ton in here, but then we got John Carpenter's The Thing. Werewolf of London, which is the original Wolfman movie. And this is actually the only edition of this movie I have. I think I have the remake on VHS, but this is the original Willard. and the Wolfman. One thing to note as well, Criterion, as some of you guys may know, Criterion Collection, it actually started on Laserdisc. The reasoning for that was just to have special features or supplements, very similar to what they put out now. What's cool about the Criterion Collection on Laserdisc is they put out, I want to say it was like 300 movies, and they put out different editions of those movies. So like each spine number could have 2 movies assigned to it. And that kind of just depended on the single disc or 2-disc editions of the movies. So I'm actually in the process of kind of working through of like making a list of all the different Laserdiscs. So one of my favorite things to collect for within Laserdisc is horror movies or Criterion Laserdiscs. So I have a small handful of Criterion discs here that I would consider to be horror. So I'm just going to run through those really quick, but I got the Criterion Collection of The Blob. So some of these, there's a little bit of a crossover. So this is the Blob, which this is assigned to spine number 65. And obviously this film is within the Criterion Collection as well. But I mean, it has the original price on it here for $49.95. So this disc was $50 at some point. And that was back in who knows when. But yeah, and this might be even a aftermarket, like a resell sticker. So I only have a couple Criterion discs that are within the Criterion Collection too. But here's another one. This is another copy of Dracula. And this is a heavy, very heavy set. There's, I want to say there's like 4 discs in here. This is spine number 183. This actually looks like it opens up. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up quickly. Okay, so I took the wrapping off of it. So this opens up to this beautiful artwork on the inside. So it looks like there's 3 discs. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so 3 discs in here. Just absolutely amazing. I'll put this together later, but a fantastic edition of the movie. And then the next one actually is one of the more sought after Laserdiscs out there. And I was very fortunate enough to find a copy relatively cheap. This disc in particular can sell, I've seen it sell for $300, but I think I got it for, I want to say it's like $30 or $40. But it is, I mean, one of the greatest editions, one of the coolest things to happen in the universe. But this is the Criterion Collection. Spine number 247, the Criterion Collection version of John Carpenter's Halloween. So at one point or another, Halloween was considered to be part of the Criterion Collection. So this is another one that opens up that I will open up quickly. And this one I have in a special like plastic covering. It's the only plastic like sleeve I have, and I decided to put it on this movie. So as you can see at the top here, the Criterion Collection. And then inside, it's such a cool piece. This is one of my favorite things I own. And yeah, I think I mean, even the detail on this edition is just spectacular. Let's see. See if you can focus in on. Yeah, you can kind of see on here it's like the Criterion Collection and Halloween and this little like pumpkin guy on there. So I absolutely love this edition. I think it's so cool. And I wish it wasn't like, I wish it didn't sell for as much as it did, like as it does, because I really think like this is like such a fun collection thing. But I'm really happy I got that. And then the next one, I should say the last Criterion disc, which is assigned to spine number 314, is The Silence of the Lambs. So this is another one that is like on DVD or Blu-ray within the collection and is also on Laserdisc. So someday my goal is to have all of the Criterion Laserdiscs as well. One video, if you're interested within what is on the Criterion or what's within the Criterion Collection, is I would recommend going to check out Daisuke Beppu's channel. He's very big in, I know I've mentioned him before, he's very big into the Criterion Collection. He has a great video going over all the different Criterion Laserdiscs out there. And yeah, I would highly recommend checking his video out because he just kind of does exactly what I just did. He just goes through all of them. I also figured I will add this into this video because I don't have enough to make a whole nother video on it. But I'm going to go over my horror CEDs that I have. CED it came out around the same time as Laserdisc. However, it was developed by RCA, and RCA, when it was being developed, there was a worker strike. And so it was technically ahead of its time when it was being developed. But by the time it was released, Laserdisc was already a thing and the technology was outdated. So they still released a decent amount of them. And I have a few horror movies within it. And yeah, I guess I'll just kind of quickly go through it. So this is a CED. It's in a plastic container. That you actually insert this into a player, and this disc, which is this is like the top piece here, there's a black disc in here. You would insert it into the player, and it would keep this like tray within that player and the disc within it, and you would remove this outer sleeve. And then whenever you would, like, there's two sides to it, so whenever one side would finish it up, you would put it back in, take it out, flip it over, put it in, take it out, and the disc would stay back in. So it's kind of like a vinyl record where you would have to flip it. I should say also, Laserdisc is similar to that, where they eventually made players that could read both. They had two lasers, and they would read the top and the bottom. So whenever the top would finish up, then the bottom would kick on. And I have one of those players. But CED, it's a very fascinating format. And if you're curious about these, I would highly recommend just kind of checking these out on Google. They're not worth a ton of money. However, they're just like a weird format to collect. And they do get heavy. One isn't too bad, but when you're starting to stack them up, you're starting to feel the weight. So, yeah, it's just kind of a weird format, but I'm just going to go over all of the horror movies within that collection that I have. So the first one, obviously, here was Alien. Let's put them here. The next one here is An American Werewolf in London. This is kind of like a thriller horror movie, but it's Don't Look Now. Then we got Friday the 13th. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. Graduation Day. I love this artwork, but Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Jaws 2. Poltergeist. Silver Bullet. Swamp Thing. The Thing from Another World, which this artwork is amazing. Venom. And the last one, this is Village of the Damned. And that is it for my horror CEDs. And I guess that is also it for my horror Laserdiscs. If you have any questions on Laserdisc or CED, I would be happy to answer it. I don't know everything about them. I just think it's kind of a weird, cool format to collect for. I know horror fans do tend to buy up horror Laserdiscs, so, you know, it is just like a weird, it's kind of like horror VHS. There is still a market for them. But that is all I have, and just thank you guys so much for watching. Since my last video, I hit 1,000 subscribers, and that is a huge milestone for me. I cannot thank you guys enough for it. I am going to be doing a live stream. It's going to be on June 30th, 2023, and it's going to be this Friday, and I'm going to do it at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you would like to, you can definitely stop in, say hello, ask me whatever. I'm, glad to answer any questions. And I would love to see you guys there. But thank you guys again so much for watching this video. And thank you guys so much for just getting to 1,000 subscribers. That is insane to me. And I really do appreciate it. And I will see all of you guys in the next video. Bye.